It's a new year, and we've got a bunch of new legal questions this afternoon. Here on Wednesdays on 12 News at 5, we get them answered when we ask the judge. And we're fortunate to be joined by Judge Courtney Arkeen from the 128th District Court in Orange. Judge, good to see you, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
We've got kind of a random assortment of questions. I want to start with one from Ricky, who wrote in asking, can a restraining order get put on you without a court order? And I assume that means he's asking, can this happen without someone actually going to court?
Yes, so it can happen without actually going to court. Now, a lot of the law pertains to the legalese. I mean, there's a special dictionary that defines legal terms. So an order cannot be put on you without a court signing the order, okay? So an order has to be signed. Now, it can be a temporary type order that could be issued ex parte or without you appearing in court, but there's going to be an expiration on that. Typically it's 14 days, and then you would have time to come to court, have a hearing, and then the judge would decide whether or not to make that a permanent order in the case while it's pending.
Okay, good insight. A second question this afternoon coming from Van Gale, who wrote in saying, why do judges keep treating drunk drivers with light sentences, no sentences, small fines, no real consequence to their behavior? So I would ask, Judge, how much say do you or the other judges have in these matters, and have the state laws changed at all lately?
Sure. So typically a judge really doesn't have a whole lot of say when it comes to these offenses. The statutes are going to be written by the legislature, and they're going to have ranges of punishment that can be imposed for each offense. So for driving while intoxicated, the first one's going to be a Class B misdemeanor. The second one's going to be a Class A misdemeanor. The third's going to be a third-degree felony, etc. And so you'll have your ranges of punishment. Now, if it's a jury trial and they decide for the jury to set punishment, then the jury is going to make that call. And typically that's how these cases are resolved. If it's a plea bargain offer, then the judge could reject the offer, but as long as it's within that range and there are exigent circumstances about why the judge should go along with it, typically they will. You could also have a bench trial where the judge is going to decide guilt or innocence, and at that time they still have to go by that range. I have not seen in our area a whole lot where they've done, quote, weak sentences because they are required to go by those parameters.
Okay. This last question has me smiling. It's from Peyton, kind of random but fun. And Peyton wrote in asking, in Galveston, why is it illegal to drive down Broadway before noon on Sundays?
So this question, Jordan, has had myself and my staff researching and Googling all afternoon. Unfortunately, in the 7 years I've been doing this show, it's the first time I have to say I don't know. It has made the list of the stupidest laws in Texas, along with you can't eat your neighbor's garbage and you can't milk your neighbor's cow without their permission. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's probably because when it was enacted, you couldn't get there's a lot of churches down Broadway, and you needed to get the wagons out, and you couldn't have cars going down the street because it would pose a danger to the horses. So how's that?
That's a good guess. Folks, if you have the answer, I can tell you exactly where to go. Head to our website, 12newsnow.com/askthejudge. There's a form there, and if you think you know the answer, you can submit right there. And it's also the same place that you can go to send us your legal questions. And we'll get to them next Wednesday here on 12 News at 5.